This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is art attack. Hello there, good to see you again. Hey, where do you keep your pocket money? Well, how's about posting it in the letterbox? Don't worry, I haven't gone mad. Watch this. Pocket money, letterbox. And the good thing about this is when you want to get to your money, you just simply take the lid off. And it's very easy to make. Come and have a look at this. Now, to make your money letterbox, take one of those cylindrical crisp tubes that you can get and draw a slot that's about 4 centimetres down from the lid. Now, make sure that your slot is big enough to get a coin in. See that? That should about do it. Got to be able to get your pocket money in through that slot. And when you're happy with the size of your slot, cut it out. Now to do this, take a sharp pencil first and push it through your tube. Again, do this very carefully. Then take your scissors and cut out the slot. Now, it's a bit tricky, so take time and take care doing that. And you know my motto, when the going gets tough, get someone to do it for you. Now, when you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. Now, take a double page spread from a small newspaper and just mould it into a sort of shallow dome shape. See that? Just a flattened newspaper ball. And the idea is to tape this into place on top of the plastic lid. Now, this can be a bit tricky because the idea is to make sure that you don't go over the edge of that plastic lid. Just carefully get your tape on, like that. You can take time. I'm just doing it really quickly to show you, and you can put tape all the way around. And to finish the top of the postbox off, just cut some corrugated cardboard into a strip about 2 centimetres in width, and make sure that the corrugations are running from top to bottom. See that? And then put some glue along it, all the way along it, nice strong glue, like that, and then just wrap it around the lip of the lid, like that, just round the edge again, just get it into position there, like that. And then hold it into place, and when it's dry, you should have something that looks like this. So that's the basic shape of the top of your postbox. Next, you need to pad out the bottom. So take a few sheets of small newspaper and fold the short side up like that, so that you have a strip that's about 1/3 of the length of your tube, and then just wrap it around the bottom of the tube like that, all the way around, and tape it into position there. And one piece of tape on like that, and another piece there just to hold it. Then make some small sausages of newspaper and just stick them around the slot up there, and put some tape on them, and just around the edge to give that slot a little rim and give it some 3D-ness. And you can also cut out a rectangle of card and stick it onto the front for an information board like that. And I'm using plenty of tape, just going really quickly here to show you, but you can take your time over this. Now, to really strengthen it all, mix some PVA glue in equal parts with water and just slosh it all over the tube like that, and then lay on strips of tissue paper or kitchen roll or loo roll, and just work it into all those nooks and crannies there. And then some more glue and more tissue. And don't forget to go over the lid, but don't glue the lid to the tube, and go all over the whole of your tube in 2 layers of tissue and glue mixture. But whatever you do, again, don't go over the slot. And when you've done it, leave it to one side to dry, And when it's dry, you will have something that looks like that. Look at that. And don't forget to let the tube and the lid dry separately, otherwise you'll stick them together. And it's now gone rock hard and it's ready to paint. Now paint it using poster or acrylic paint. And I'm going to use your good old traditional postbox red. I'm just going to slop it on there to show you. That's it, get it all over your postbox and the lid. And when you've done it and the red paint is dry, paint on the other bits of detail and you'll have something that looks like this. I've painted the base black and I've done my initials and a crown in gold pen. The notice board is white with some tiny writing in permanent marker, and I've just outlined the slot and other bits of detail also in permanent marker. Then it's just a case of putting your pocket money in the slot like that and lifting the lid when you need it. It's great, isn't it? And there are lots of different designs that you can do. What about a pirate? See that? And I've turned the lid into his hat. Great for stashing your cash. Or what about this robber? And again, in goes your pocket money. Try it yourself, a money letterbox.
Hello! Yes, it's me again, the head. Now, if you want to make a money letterbox, draw a slot in a crisp tube and cut it out. Stick a shallow dome of newspaper onto the plastic lid. Cut a strip of corrugated cardboard and glue it to the lip of the lid. Fold some newspaper and tape it around the bottom of the tube. Then add more details with scraps of paper and card. Cover your letterbox with glue mixture and tissue paper or toilet roll and leave to dry. Paint your postbox and add detail with marker pen. A great place to stash your cash. And of course, you can get more details about this and other art attacks on the Art Attack website at www.citv.co.uk. Good. Huh?
Here we go. Yeah. See if you can guess what this big art attack is. we go. Here's a really simple and easy way to create a real classy painting, just like the old masters. Take a light coloured piece of paper and in pencil draw the silhouette shapes of buildings right the way across the middle. Now you can do any buildings you like, but do ones that you get at the water's edge. Just like these. See these? All water's edge buildings. That's what you want, but you just want the outline, no detail. Now I'm doing Venice. See that? The outline of Venice. Then mix some poster paint with water, thin enough to create a thin wash right across the paper from top to bottom. So here we go, right the way across your paper. Just slop it on all the way across, and you could do orange, you could do blue for your sky. I'm doing purple here to give it a sort of sunsetty effect. Now, you can go right over the buildings, but when you get near to the bottom of the building, start to add in some water. You just want your sky to go slightly lighter as it gets nearer to the buildings, and then head off towards the bottom of your picture, only this time make sure that your paint gets slightly darker by adding in more paint, less water. See that? It's getting darker. And then, when you've done that, leave it to dry, but while it's drying, take a cotton wool ball or some soft tissue and just dab off some paint across the top to create sort of cloud effect. And then just leave the whole thing to dry. And when it's dry, just paint the buildings in some darker colour. I'm just using darker purple for this. And it's just a case of painting the shapes or the silhouettes of those buildings. And again, just with a bit of darker paint, I'm just adding in some hints of windows. And then just leave the whole thing to dry. And when it's dry, and that nearly is, you can add in some slight hints of detail with black wax crayon, just doing some lines on the buildings like that, and a few across there, maybe some down. Don't have to be neat or perfect with it. Maybe even some windows across there. You don't want too much detail because these are in the distance, don't forget. And then you can add in a few little bits of detail like that. If you ever look at photographs of Venice, they've always got these mooring poles in the water where the gondoliers tie up to. And don't forget, they will have bits of reflection in the water. Looks good, doesn't it? And it's only a silhouette. And then to really bring it to life, add some detail in the foreground with black felt tip pen. Again, just do silhouette shapes. So I'm going to do some Venetian gondolas. Again, I'm only doing silhouettes, but as you get nearer, everything gets darker. I'm doing some of those mooring poles this side of the water. And you can, if you want to, leave it like that, but with a bit of white chalk on a few highlights, just really bring it to life. And there it is, a real classy painting just using silhouettes. Try it yourself, a silhouette picture.
Oh, that is a lovely layered paint picture of Venice. It's really put me in the holiday mood. Hey, I did a silhouette picture when I was on holiday last year. I call it beachcombing in Bognor. Beachcombing in Bognor.
Yes, this is one of my favourite parts of Art Attack. Looking through all the hard work that you've sent in. Take a look at this lot, it's brilliant. Sam's cardboard mask has been covered with fairy material. Then he used scraps of tinfoil for the teeth. Vicious. Edward's weaved together strips of blue and yellow paper to create this great checkerboard effect. And I love Kerry's delicate pencil drawing of Canterbury Cathedral, very atmospheric. And how about this? Eleanor's cute portrait picture painted with good old poster paint. Now Kylie's still life is really vibrant. She's chosen great colours which all work very well together. And look at Lauren's Art Attack. This has been made by printing images onto paper and making them stand out with pen.
I did a repeat pattern by drawing the sun and moon onto some card. I then cut them out and dipped the shapes into paint. Next I printed them alternately onto some paper. Finally I outlined everything with a gold pen.
Yes, great Art Attack. You know, it's amazing where you can get ideas for patterns from. Just watch this. See if this reminds you of anything. Black streaks on white. Yes, it's unmistakable, isn't it? It's a zebra. And you know, it doesn't matter which way you look at it, it's such a distinctive pattern, it's still a zebra. So okay, what happens if you do black stripes on orange paper? Look at that. Yes, it's a tiger. Again, a very recognisable pattern. In fact, if you look closely at the animal kingdom, nature has had lots of fantastic art attacks and created some very distinctive designs, which are so simple to do. So okay, how's about this one? Black spots on white. Look familiar? Yeah, a Dalmatian. And if you make the spots and blobs bigger, you get, of course, a cow's pattern. And you know, it doesn't matter what you use to make your animal patterns. Look at this lot. Lots of big brown shapes on yellow done in pencil crayon. And then the same pattern again, this time I've done it in felt tip pen. Or even, how about this same pattern, brown material on yellow material? Any idea? Yes, they all belong to a giraffe. So just take a good look at lots of animals and get inspired. In fact, you can use these amazing patterns for lots of your own art attacks. So how about recreating your own animal patterns on wrapping paper for gifts or picture frames? And they look brilliant on book covers. Or you could even use fabric paint to create tiger t-shirts. Or you could even do patches on jeans using acrylic paint, and even old strips of material to create... Very funny. Who put those there? Try it yourself. Go crazy with animal patterns. And for fact sheets on this and the other art attacks in the show, don't forget to check out the Art Attack website at www.citv.co.uk. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!